Hello, once more. All the world is a stage. All men and all women are mere players, actors upon that stage. That's a rough quote of William Shakespeare. Behind me there, that's little Abigail, or Abby. She's a new addition to the home. She'll probably make some noises during this video, but we'll have to just deal with it. But it's a play. It's an act of consciousness. That is what William Shakespeare was getting at. It's just a story. And it's only real because you believe in the story. That's why I've been using that little phrase. I like it. I think it's clever. It's a clever little phrase. It's a parable. It's a children's story. A children's story is not something you're not supposed to learn something from. It's not a mental ideal. You're supposed to realize something. Come to an understanding, an openness to something through an experience, which is the story. It's not a mental lesson. A mental lesson is when you say, this is why you do this, and this is the outcomes, and blah, blah. You get very mental about it. It has a set of rules and regulation, But a parable, a children's story is more open. It's has more of a breath in it, a little more freedom, a little more creativity, a little more passion in it. So it's a bit more beautiful. It's not as structured or as rigid, but some will try to make it that. They'll take it into the mind and make structures and rigidness of it. Yes, where am I going today? What's this video going to be about? Mass consciousness and gravity. Gravity, physical gravity, is what holds you into the planet. What holds you on the ground. It's what makes the laws of physics. What goes up must come down. Without gravity, it just keep going up for infinity. All without any structure. Gravity is what gives structure to the planet. It's what makes it a bit more solid. Without gravity, the planet wouldn't be solid. It'd be dust. In space, clouds of dust, clouds of gas, of ice. But it's gravity that brings everything together, everything into a nice ball where it can form and harden, and life can be breathed into it. But too much gravity and nothing can survive on it. It's so dense, it's unlivable. You can say that is what people are talking about when they talk about vibration. Lower vibration. I don't usually like to use the word because it makes you think of bad. People assume the word lower is something bad. If I said you were lower class and you have a higher class, this is a silliness of humans. They start to put things in boxes. Start to say this is good and this is bad. High vibrations are good, low vibrations are bad. Which is a bunch of nonsense. It's just gravity. With gravity, it brings more structure, less free flowing, a lower vibration. The vibrations can't move as quickly because they're being brought into structure by gravity. A higher vibrational realm has less gravity in it. But it's not just physical gravity. It's an energetic gravity as well. As above, so below. As within, so without. Everything is mirroring consciousness. The gravity is what we came to experience. The denseness, which causes the friction in things, causes things to slow down, brings in linear time, brings in a richer, more visceral experience. In the other realms, it's very airy-fairy. It's very loose. Not a lot of structure. That's why you're trying to think of the other realms like you think of Earth, or you try to go through it into the mind. You're just humanizing. You're just mentally trying to create a human version, or I guess you could say a perfected version of Earth. It's not that. It's very airy-fairy, can be almost unstructured. Doesn't have the same time or friction that you have on this planet. It's why it can be very hard to understand for the mind, because the mind was not designed to understand the airy-fairy. The very loose gravity. The loose gravity of time. Of space, of everything is just so much looser. No physicality that the other realms have. Or like you should say, the less dense realms. Some of you call it the higher vibrational realms. The mind doesn't understand that because the mind wasn't designed. The mind that we have right now was designed to help us in physical reality, in the dense reality. It wasn't designed for airy-fairy stuff. That's what the heart's for. The heart is kind of airy-fairy. It doesn't understand density. It is high vibrational, as you say, low density experiencer. Low density, but yeah, high vibration, low density. No, less gravity. It doesn't have the gravity. It doesn't get caught into things. It doesn't get pulled and trapped and held into space. It doesn't have structure. It doesn't worry about time, because time is an illusion. It's created by gravity. By friction. I wanted to talk about mass consciousness. I've talked a bit more, but leaving mass consciousness is the reason you're here. To get out of mass consciousness, get out of the mind, to come back into the heart. To bring that airy-fairy heart, that heart of that low density to that high density mind. So high in density, so a lot of gravity within the mind. You know, you've experienced it. When emotions come up, we get pulled into anger, even to love. The human, but more the human love. The gravity isn't really in there in the true love. It's more airy-fairy. It's more expansion. Expansion, gravity coming together. You see how these work together. Are their opposites. How they're... I'll get there in a minute. What are you doing now? You need help? You want to get down? You want to say hello to the people? Okay, that was hello. We lift you up? You gonna meow when I pick you up? Alright. While making a video, this is a very talkative kitty cat, so we'll have to just deal with it. See? Now, this is what I have to do. This little kitten. All day. What I was talking about, we can do both. We can service the kitty and service you, I guess. Multitasking. All right. You've felt gravity before. The energetic gravity. It pulls you into things. It pulls you into addictions. It pulls you into anger. It's usually all these mental things, mental emotions. There are real emotions, true emotions, and there are mental emotions. You say that when you lost the heart, when you kind of went so deep into the mind, your mind, you need emotions. You kind of really need them because you're so used to them. They're kind of a fundamental part of you. So the mind recreated emotions just to really keep you sane. To keep you sane, it recreated. It tried to recreate the emotions that the heart gets. Because you need. It's just because it's a part of you, and you missed it so much. It needed it, or you just wouldn't be able to stay in the body. You needed some sort of emotions. Because your life itself, you're emotional, but not in the mental way. So you have the mind mental emotions. You usually tell those because they have a lot of gravity to them. Anger, fear, anxiety. All these things come from the mind. They're created in the mind. They're artificial. So someday they could make a computer that has artificial emotions. Very possible. They will do it eventually. To certain degrees of quality. Yes, you need constant rubbing, don't you? Yeah, this kitten is just the most vocal cat I've ever had. If it wants something, it lets you know, and it lets you know until you do it. Look how happy. Look at you. Alright, you gonna go nap here in a minute? Hear something? But those are the gravities that pull you into things. That's when I say distraction is a very beautiful thing to get you out of the mind. When it's the nice walk in the woods. And a good thing about walking in the woods, I like to sit here and do my allowing. Take that deep breath. Oh, just be aware and allow. But you don't have to sit around doing it. You don't have to sit on your front porch. You can do it in the woods, in the bathtub. Oh, in a booth in your favorite coffee shop. It doesn't matter. I like the quietness. I like watching the cars go by. The cats coming by. I kind of like my porch, but you can do it wherever you want. You can go to the park. You can sit on the bench in front of Walmart. It doesn't matter. You can do it while watching TV. I don't care. It's just every once in a while, stop, take a deep breath. Be aware and allow. Just be present. Allow your consciousness to shine. And the magic just begins. Isn't that right, kitten? No, the kitten says it doesn't know anything about enlightenment, but it only knows kitten things. So I was getting to mass consciousness, I believe. Sorry, I'm going to hear beeping sound. I think I didn't charge my battery for making this, so we'll see how long I got. Yes, kitten. I know. We're trying to make a video here. You're not helping at all. Or maybe you're helping a lot. I guess it's just a matter of opinion. It lightens up to talk of mass consciousness. Because mass consciousness isn't a very light subject. It's a very dense subject. Dense in gravity. You could say, that's why I have said, mass consciousness is the veil. The veil of forgetfulness. You go into the mind, you think that's where you are, and that's where you stop. You hit the veil. You can say it's everybody's consciousness kind of in this soupy mess. That's the veil. That it's in a slightly different realm or reality or vibration or density than the human experience you're having now. But it's not very far. It's just barely out of our realm. But it's everywhere. Mass consciousness is the belief systems, what you think to be true. Therefore, what you think to be true is what is projected back to you in the mirror. So mass consciousness is what gives us our reality. It's the gravity that holds this reality together. Those choices, those beliefs. If they're low vibrational beliefs, just meaning they have gravity in them. They're more dense, not bad. They have more structure within them because high vibration is the heart. Heart, not a lot of structure. I would say none, almost. It's not structured. It's free flowing. It's pure freedom, unlimited. So it couldn't have structure. But yet this reality is a structure. So mass consciousness is holding this structure together, this reality, based on your beliefs. When I ask you to go outside of the mind and come back into the heart, what I'm saying to do is you're starting to bring a balance. You're bringing them together. So right now they're at war. If the gravity, the structure is real, then the airy-fairy, that anti-gravity, cannot be real. It's at war with each other. That is what you'll see a lot on this planet. Everything's at battle. It's where you have duality, a conflict. But when you bring them together, because you keep the mind, as long as you're incarnated here, you're going to be plugged in, as they say, the matrix. You're plugged into mass consciousness. So you will always have the structure, but you go into the and of things. This is the important part, the and. That's why I ask you deeply to feel into the and. Deeply feel into it. The and sets you free. It can be this, and it can be that. It's multidimensionalness. You bring that multidimensionalness, which is not as rigid as linear consciousness is. You're allowed to see both. You can have the gravity. You can have the structure, the physicality, the physics of this reality, and you can have that what seems not to be real, that airy-fairiness, that untangible thing that you can't touch, that the mind cannot understand. You bring them together, and you have both. And you can see both, but not with your eyes. Because when you're seeing something with your eyes, even with your mind's eye, you're seeing it with your mind. You're seeing it through the computer. Now, when you're feeling into things, images will come up sometimes. Sometimes you can even hear things. Almost like someone speaks in your ear. It can happen, doesn't always happen. But things like that can happen. Most of the time, it's just feeling. There's no words. There's a knowingness you feel in your heart. There's just like this certainty. This simple certainty. It doesn't explain itself. It doesn't tell you how it's going to play out or anything. It's just, I know. Like I said, I knew to pick up the phone and make a video. Did I know what I was going to talk about? No. But I knew it. Just start here. The quote for William Shakespeare popped in my head. I need to tell that quote and just start talking. Go into it. Just walk into it. Now, at first, walking into life, that's going to be difficult for most people. Even it was very difficult for me. I was a shy, hidden away, quiet person. Yes. Am I talking too much for you? Little kitten? Little Abigail. Abigail loves to sleep on my chest. as of now, she's not a lap kitten. She's a chest kitten. The only bad thing about Abigail is Eleanor is very upset. my original cat, some of you who have watched my video will know Eleanor. I've had him it'll be a year in August. And he doesn't seem to like the new kitten. He's been very upset about it and just hisses at it. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. The kitten, where did it come from, you may ask? Maybe you didn't ask. Maybe you don't care. But I will say, I found her on the side of the road. Yes, she was abandoned. I think someone left her in the parking lot of a Dollar General, and she wandered into the street. And I was in my car. I was coming home late night. It was probably about 10, 11 o'clock. And I had my window down, thank goodness. And I come to the stoplight, stop at the intersection of the highway. I hear, meow, meow. And I look around, and I see a little kitten just there on the side of the road. So I pull over the side and have to run to the highway and pick up the little kitty out of the road. I'm like, well, can't leave her at the Dollar General. So I brought her home. And now she's a new addition to the family. Now I have 3 cats. I only wanted 1, but they just keep showing up. I'm going to be the crazy cat guy if it just keeps up. It wasn't my plan. I just wanted 1 cat. So I just wanted 1 cat. Then Eleanor was lonely, so he was playing with Steve. So I said, well, I'll adopt Steve. He was one of the neighborhood strays. And then came Eleanor. So they keep just showing up. Just passing out there. Oh, that was a good distraction. Oh. Gets you out of the mind. Gets you out of the gravity of thinking. Thinking has a gravity to it. You know, you can think of it, karma is a gravity. What does karma do? It holds you in a cycle until you get out of the gravity. How do you get out of the gravity? You bring your consciousness into it, which has no gravity, which is kind of like anti-gravity. And you breathe, you just allow it to be there. You allow it to radiate. And it changes the gravity. It loosens up the gravity, then you can just walk out of it. It's not about repairing or fixing or healing. The only healing that has to take place is enough healing so you can start allowing. Once you can start allowing, the healing's done. It takes care of everything else. You just bring consciousness in. That anti-gravity. It loosens things up. I did a video a while back talking about the veil. The veil of forgetfulness. How it's starting to loosen up. What has happened is, you can say that the New Age movement for the last 1,000 years or so, people have come in what they call missions, bringing their consciousness, trying to raise their vibration, which just means simply coming out of gravity, coming out of that sticky tar pit like gravity, allowing your consciousness to be here to radiate, to bring expansion back to the planet. That's it. It's not. I just don't want. I don't like this good or bad or this. Oh, high vibrationals are so much better than low vibrational people. Go fuck yourself. If you think you're better than somebody else, go fuck you. I say that in the most kindest, compassionate, loving way possible. I want to get your attention. Fuck you. Simple as that. I'm no better than anybody on this planet. I am not. Everyone here is a soul being who has the same potential as me. It's just an illusion of experience that they're going through. It has nothing to do with anything. On a larger scale of looking at it. Ooh. Oh. I think we'll leave it here for me and the kitty cat today. You know, I just want you to feel into gravity. Feel into expansion. The heart. Take that deep breath. It's the way out. It's the way you got. The way out is the way you got in. You lowered your vibration. You came into focus. So you just do the opposite to get out. You come out of focus. You come out of mental focus into a more expansiveness. You start allowing that airy-fairy, that untangible, unreal-like, unnameable thing to be in your life. Simply by every once in a while, stopping, taking a deep breath, being aware and allowing. It's that simple. It's all there is to do. I'll keep reminding you till you do it. Till it gets you somewhere. Oh. All right, for me and little Abigail, have a great day.